Doki Doki Literature Club. If you guys are wondering why I'm not talking about Five Nights at Freddy's 2, well, I took a break. Has absolutely nothing to do with cute anime girls. Oh crap, that's the whole game. Alrighty then. Doki Doki Literature Club. This game is actually a visual novel that I'd really like to talk about. Now, I can't review it like a typical game, which is why this doesn't take the place of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So, what can we expect from this kind of visual novel? Well, there's moe-type girls. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that wrong? Let me try again.
Moe.
So, since I won't be talking about this like a typical video game, let's start out like talking like it's a typical video game. Perfect. Here's the plot. You're a young high school student. Your best friend insists that you join a club activity this year. How fun! And you wind up ending up joining the literature club. Why? Because you sold your soul for a cupcake. No joke. The whole reason you stay in the literature club is because there are 4 cute girls. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And your goal in the game is to try and get, quote-unquote, closer with these girls. It sounds like a typical visual novel, right? Right. You can choose to kind of get closer to Natsuki, who really likes anime and video games, or Yuri, who just really likes reading, among other things. Or you can actually kind of get closer to your childhood friend Sayori, who is an absolute ditz. But she's absolutely lovable too. In fact, all the girls are lovable. What about the 4th one, Monika? Oh, well. Unfortunately, that kind of gets into a little bit of a spoiler territory here, because Monika, you can get closer to Monika, don't get me wrong. But I'll save that for a little bit later. In fact, in case you're wondering, the rest of this discussion is going to be full of spoilers. So if you wanted to figure out on your own why the heck I mentioned psychological horror, now would be a good time to stop and go look at the game. Why? The game is absolutely free. Which is why this doesn't necessarily require a full-on review. But be warned. If you're easily disturbed, I don't recommend this endeavor. So, can I continue on with the plot? Because this is going to trail into both characterization, spoilers, and all of that. Are you gone yet? If you don't mind spoilers, you can stick around. Is everyone who's going to be offended by spoilers gone? Okay. So Monika is the mysterious 4th girl. And she's got a little bit of a secret to her. Which is why the video is titled, Sauron Takes on Monika. You see, getting to her and getting closer to her is the last part of the game. Oh yes. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it's psychological horror. You tell me. Unfortunately, after trying to get closer to some of these girls through the sacred art of poetry writing, by picking out random words and hoping the girls like it, something starts to happen. Sayuri, the usually incredibly upbeat character, starts really getting a bit somber and quiet, and not at all as cheery as she normally would be. Come to find out, Sayuri suffers from depression. Now, I'm not going to make a whole lot of jokes about depression or any of that. The unfortunate consequences of this is that Sayuri's depression just gets worse and worse throughout a 5-day span, and there's really not much you can do. She unfortunately commits suicide and hangs herself. Very traumatic, especially if you were trying to get closer to her. Oh dear. So, what can we make of this? Well, the whole point of this is to, be somber and disturbing. Again, I'm not going to make a whole lot of jokes on the line of suicide because I myself have depression. This bugged me when I first saw this. And, whew, Nelly. It takes a bit of respect, I suppose. However, all of a sudden, Sayuri is completely and utterly deleted from the game. And then the game resets itself, leaving just Monika, Yuri, and Natsuki. The game glitches up a bit here, and then things get a little messed up. The game continually starts to break down more and more, as Yuri and Natsuki don't act like their normal selves from the first part. It seems like all the bad traits that they had just keep getting worse and worse. See, there's a couple of secrets here. It's highly implied that Natsuki is abused by her father. And her bad attitude, obviously, from the start. She has kind of like a tsundere type personality. That just keeps getting worse and worse. Yuri, on the other hand, who is normally quiet and calm, gets more and more obsessive towards you. To the point where even if you're trying to date Natsuki, by the end of this part, you're going to end up with Yuri anyway. Now, Monika tries and gets a little closer to you, but unfortunately, things just don't work out her way. And then the game glitches up more and more. There's a lot more disturbing imagery here. There's a lot more disturbing everything here. And it's terrifying. It almost seems like the game is trying to reach out and grab you. And then, Yuri commits suicide. She ends up stabbing herself several times. You see, Yuri isn't depressed or anything like that. She has a weird blood fetish. And unfortunately, it basically hits its maximum peak when she stabs herself repeatedly and ends up stabbing her chest, killing herself. The game glitches up, making you stuck in the room with her for an entire weekend, in-game days, and Natsuki finds the corpse, vomits, and then Monika comes and finds the corpse, and casually just mentions that, oh, I didn't think this was going to happen. Yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And then proceeds to delete both Yuri and Natsuki from the game. And then you're left with just Monika. Just Monika. Just Monika. She'll talk to you, of course. And she'll even mention if you're recording her or not. Obviously, I was. She didn't take kindly to that. But yeah, that's it. That's where the game ends. You're stuck with Monika every time you open the game. But don't worry. Monika loves you. Oh, no. I'm not talking about your little avatar in-game. She loves you. You who's playing the game. You who's watching this YouTube video. Monika is looking at you. She loves you. Don't you love her back? And it turns out that Monika started to fiddle with the game's mechanics quite a bit. See, she's been self-aware for a while now, which is why she seems so normal compared to everyone else. And unfortunately, you can't really hang out with her due to game scripting. No matter how many times you replay the game, Monika doesn't really appreciate that. So she writes her own ending in there. Yep, she rewrites the game. She makes all the other girls seem less desirable by maxing out their horrible traits in favor of their good traits. And unfortunately, that causes not only the game to not function like it's specifically intended to do, everything just kind of goes wonky. And then the girls end up killing themselves. The only one who really doesn't actually kill herself is Natsuki and Monika. But Monika takes care of Natsuki right away anyway. Is there a way to possibly get some type of ending here? Other than just Monika? Luckily, yes, there is. If you go into your game files, which, by the way, has some interesting secrets happening throughout your entire Let's Play of this, or playthrough of this, or however you want to call it, there's folders that pop up with some absolutely disturbing imagery and creepy sayings. But if you find Monika's character file, you can delete her too. She'll kind of bring back all the other characters. And unfortunately, now Sayuri is the president of the literature club. And she also is quite self-aware now. It's nice to see Sayuri back, but, oh great, now she's a psychopath. Lovely. Anyway, the game ends there, with Monika coming back briefly to save you from Sayuri's, harsh treatment. Or, if you just absolutely cannot let things be and actually 100% complete the game, like I did, Moe. You get a special ending where Sayuri basically thanks you for making everyone happy. Or at least trying to make everyone happy as best you can. The game isn't deleted. Monika sings to you. Although the game is deleted afterwards, and you get a really touching message from the game's creators. There's a couple of other endings as well. None of them all that great, believe me. But, yeah. That's Doki Doki Literature Club. There's hidden content. There's tons of hidden content to go over. You can go look it up online or decode and find out a lot of this stuff yourself. There's imagery that happens at random. Although for some odd reason, Sayuri's suicide being stuck in the background of the classroom kept happening to me for some odd reason. I'm not sure why. It happened 3 times throughout my single playthrough, but that's beside the point. There's a lot of content here. If you like interesting characters, if you like psychological horror, if you like breaking the fourth wall and having a game reach out of the fourth wall and try and strangle you, this might be for you. This just might be for you.
So tell me, Monika, how does it feel to face death after finding your thin walls of this existence? Soon, everyone will feel this way. And then there'll be only Sauron left. Just Sauron. Just Sauron.